You have an idea for a project in your mind, but you can't seem to find just the right image to support what you envision for your project. The time for trying to fit your vision into someone else's image is over. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your vision using text to image AI features in Canva. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa S. of By Vanessa S. and welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. And you know what else? Happy New Year! This is the first video that I've done since the new year. And I have to say, Happy New Year. I hope everyone is safe and living their best life and being as creative as you can possibly be. Okay, so you know how this goes. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Ring the bell so you'll be notified of new videos as they release. And of course, what else? Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. So look, before I get started, I have a few announcements. But I'm going to save them to the end of the video, and you might want to watch until the very end because I believe there's a freebie involved. And we all love freebies, don't we? Okay, look. So you have a vision for a project, and now you're having to find an image to support the vision. You're fitting your image vision into someone else's image. And a lot of time it doesn't work because what you visualize is either greater or less, right? Like less is more, or it's either grand, but somehow or another, there's some elements to it that just does not fit. You know what you want, but then trying to find something to support it is a little bit difficult. Well, Canva has a new text-to-image feature. Basically, you speak your vision into existence using the text prompts. That's what they're called, prompts. Using prompts, your text, to articulate what you would like your image to look like. And you can use these images for various projects. You can use them for a website, you can use them for social media, they can be used for print, sublimation, you can use them for print or cards. I mean, there's so many things you can use them for. And so what I want to do is show you how to use this feature. It's called text-to-image in Canva. That's what we're using in Canva. It's called text-to-image. And I'm just going to go over some of the basics with you and show you how to use it so that you can create your own images to support your vision for your projects. So I know you're asking, what exactly does this feature of Canvas do? Well, it does a couple of things. The first being, based on your text, it can create an image based on your text, and then it can take that same image and create a video. Two things: text to image, image to video. Are you ready? So let's go on over to Canva and let's just see what it has to offer. I think you'll like it. And again, you want to wait to the end of the video because I do have a couple of announcements and I know you're going to love them. Anyway, let's go on over to Canva. Okay, so we are in Canva and this is the home page for my projects. And the one thing you can do with this feature and in Canva is you can size your project for whatever you're interested in. Okay, so I'm just going to use a basic YouTube thumbnail, just a YouTube thumbnail, basic, to create this project because I'm more interested in showing you how to use the feature. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now that we have our blank page, let me put myself up here. Okay, now that we have our blank page, this is what we'll be working on. In your element section, I'm going to go here. In your element section is where you'll find your AI image generator. Right here, generate your own. You would just click on this. It's in your element section of your design panel. So this is your design panel, and you're going to elements, AI image generator, and then you're going to generate your own. Okay, a few components to note with this feature. You can create images and you can create videos. So static images or moving videos. You can do either one. I would play with both of them, but I would start with the images first. Understand that when you're creating anything, whether it's an image or videos, when you are creating images based on text-to-image features with Canva, it's based on the text that you provide, which are also called prompts. They're prompts. So you are prompting the software to give you what you're telling it to give you through your text. And you'll find that text is very important, and sometimes it's going to be very important that you provide a lot of detail, or sometimes not. Okay, but let's just get into it. Okay, so you have to describe the image that you want, and they'll generate it for you. Now, understand that it is not going to come out perfect the first time, maybe even the second time, but it will give you a start, and I'll show you how in a minute. Some other things to note is that you have styles, okay? This panel over here is your styles panel. So you don't have to have a style at all. So you would click none, or you can have stained glass if you want your images to have a stained glass effect. It could be a filmic effect looking like it's, out of a movie, or watercolor, like a watercolor painting, or it could be photo as if it's a photo image, and it can be dreamy, something, like you would feel or see out of space. Okay, that's the best way. Also, you can choose your aspect ratio. You can choose square, landscape, or portrait. Now, if you're using it for social media, like a reel, you would probably want to use portrait. Or if you're using it for like an Instagram post, you would use square. And then if you're using it for maybe like a banner for your website, you can use landscape. Now, if you're using it to print, you can use any of these. And you can print these images. A good use for print with these images would be like sublimation or cards, something along that line. And if it looks weird that I'm looking up here because I'm looking at myself, which is the camera, I guess I should be looking right here. So I guess I'll look from right here from now on. And sorry about that. Okay, so let's look at all of the styles. So you have photography. Notice you have vibrant photography, minimalist, neon, or filmic. That's photography. Then these are the options that you have for digital art. It can be playful, it can be 3D, it can be anime, gradient, and then you have fine art. That's the stained glass, the watercolors, or ink paint, or color pencils. Play with these, okay? You want to play with them because they're going to give you something different every time. Another thing to note when it comes to this feature is that you're not going to get the same exact thing every single time. You're going to get something different. So my suggestion to you is if you like it, save it. And if you don't like it, discard it. But if you like it, you want to save it, and you definitely want to save your prompts. Now, a good rule of thumb for me is to save your prompts. So I would always have a Word document up where I know what I type in. I'll take that and I will transfer that to a Word document so I can save my prompts, because you can use the same prompts. You're just not going to get the same exact result, but at least you have a starting place for whatever it is you want. Okay, so let's try one. Let's just try one. So I'm going to use something very simple. How about a Basenji dog flying through the air in the clouds with a cape. That's my prompt. That's what I'm telling it to do. Then you hit return. Now notice for a style, I don't have a style. Right now I don't have a style, and it's square. That's my aspect ratio. So I'm going to tell it to generate the image. It gives you a few seconds, and then it'll come back with 4 different images. Okay, here we go. Now, What we have here is a Basenji dog. That is a Basenji. I can attest to that because my dog is a Basenji and it looks just like my dog. So we have a Basenji dog flying through the air with a cape. That's what we told it. A Basenji dog flying through the air in the clouds with a cape. And we have clouds. So it did exactly what we told it to do. Now, is this what we wanted? It may be or it may not be. So how about we change some things up? We have what we want because it gave us exactly what we asked for, but we want to change it up. So let's change it up and give it, let's say, the designation of a 3D model style. And we're going to ask it to generate again. Okay. Did it give us what we wanted? It did. It's a dog flying through the air with a cape, and it's a 3D model. But I don't like that. It doesn't look good to me. So let me change it up and maybe give it a neon feel. Okay, so we have a neon Basenji dog flying through the air in the clouds with a cape. It gave us exactly what we wanted. Now again, is it exactly what you want? Well, that's up to you, but that's why you keep playing with it. Now, what I'm noticing is that it doesn't really hit the mark of exactly what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something. I'm going to say a Basenji dog flying through the air in the clouds with a cape, cartoon-like, and with sun. And I'm going to keep it on neon for right now and see what it comes back with. Ah, now I actually like that. Look at here. All right, so now it's starting to look like what I would actually use. Okay. Now, notice that all four have something different. This one looks more like a cartoon, and this one has a hyper-realism looking dog, meaning that the cartoon itself is fine, and it has a dog that looks real. And so that's one of the features, and it gives you 4 different options. So I like these. I like the way these came out. So I'm going to keep these over here, specifically this one. All right, so let's try one more. Now we're going to change. I'm going to do something different as far as the prompt. I'm going to say for this prompt, I want a lily flower in water with a background of a waterfall. The lily flower. Now these are so I'm talking through this. If you think I have these written down, I don't. I'm just talking through this, just talking through it, just coming up with something. The lily flower is in 3D and has lily pods surrounding it. Okay, and for this one, I want the style to be, I'm going to start with watercolor. Let's see what this generates. All of this is in real time, and I did not create anything beforehand. This is all live and real. Okay, so this is what has been generated. Okay, so we have a lily flower in water with the background of a waterfall. The lily flower is in 3D and has lily pods surrounding it. That's exactly what we have. And it's in watercolor. Okay, now Let's change it up a little bit. The same prompt, but let's make this stained glass. What's going to come of it now? Look at there. Beautiful. Using text to image. You create it, you can envision it in your mind, you articulate it, and you keep playing with it until it gets to the point that you want. Beautiful. All of these are very pretty. I love all of them. Okay, now here's something that is even more fun. I'm going to do a whole video, okay, on this in the future, but the generate video. Now, before I do that, I want to show you this other feature where it says generate more like this. So you have four, right now you have 4 variations of what you requested or what I requested, but you'll get four variations. If you click on generate more like this, it's going to give you even more options. So you're saying, I like this one. Give me more options on this one. And so you're getting the options without having to create more prompts or add more information. As you receive them, you can make changes to them, but you're starting based on that one image that you really liked. Okay. So now if you want to get back to your original images, the ones that you actually liked, you go into your projects and then go into your images. They're right here, the ones that you actually saved and liked. Okay, so I want to go back to the dog. Now this is the one that I said that I really liked. Now that you see how it works, using the text to image, I want to show you a couple more features. So now you want to create a video using the images that you have. Now I'm going to do a video on how to create videos from text to image or text to image videos. But for right now, I want to show you a quick glimpse of what this can do. So I want to generate a video from this image. You click on generate video. Okay, so now we have a video based on the prompt that we created. Let's see what this video looks like. And that's the video. Okay, so there's a few things I want to address when it comes to this feature. One is it's AI, and so it is constantly being developed. It is the video part of the AI generation for video is in beta. The text is still being developed. So you may have some faux pas. That's going to happen. But just keep trying, just keep plugging at it. Now, the other thing is that it's going to depend on what you state you want. So if you have an idea, or maybe you don't have an idea, maybe you just, don't have an idea, you want to start from somewhere, start from something basic and let your imagination flow. Another thing I want to share with you regarding why this is such an innovative product is because of how you can use it. I know that one of the things that it's challenging for me sometimes is, trying to gather things and get things in the same place at the same time, and, getting something from here and moving this over here and then having to pull from here and upload something else. Here's the thing. Once you get the images that you want, let's say we're going to go back with little dude here. I'm going to set him as the image background. Then I'm going to start using my other Canva products and features like text. And so maybe I want to create a thumbnail. Well, let's go to thumbnail. I'm going to create a thumbnail for how to make AI images. And I want to use my little guy over here as my background. I'm going to detach the background that's there already. And then I'm going to take him and I'm going to make him the background. Or maybe I won't make him the full background. Maybe I'll just move him and put him over here. Okay. Move him to the back. So I want this. I want to get, this is what I wanted right here, to get this watch now. I want to group this here. I'll move this over here, move him back down. Then I'm going to, how to make a text-to-image make this a little bit smaller so it'll fit in here. And I also want to, that's so it's not so crowded. How to make text to image. And I'm going to put videos. I'm going to use that. Maybe I will put use this, change the color, but let me get it like I want it first. We'll do that. How about I'll make this color a pink or purple to match here, match the color that's already in here, and make this videos, the word, the text, change it up. Videos, I'm gonna make this larger. And I'm gonna turn it white. Just, just to show you how it can be done. And then I'm gonna move this watch now over here. And voila, I've created the image that I want. Let me move this here. I'll make that white too. We'll bring this to the front so it doesn't look weird. There we go. There we go. And there, just something, right? So now I've created my whole thumbnail using Canva as my design program. I created the image that I wanted using the text to image feature and created the whole thumbnail in Canva using all the rest of the features that are available. Then, if I wanted to put this in my video, I could do just that. It's really just that simple. So it is a wonderful feature, a lot of options. You can have a lot of fun, but mostly, the best part of this is that you can take your vision and create your vision by articulating your vision through text and then creating the image that you want to use. Now, last thing, if I wanted, let's just say I'm gonna add a page here, and I just want to take this image here. I'm just gonna take the image that we created, which is this image right here. Okay, so let's just say I wanted to use this for something like sublimation. Well, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have the right sizing for it. Okay, the right sizing for it. So you may have to resize it. Your resizing is in your magic switch. So you want to resize it. Okay, and once you have the right size that you want, again, resize it. You can look at print products or whichever custom size. If you have a specific size, you can go to your custom size. But let's say it's at the right size that it is. When you go to share, because what you're going to do is you have to download it for your sublimation. When you go to share and you go to download, you want to download it as a PNG because it's going to be a printed product, which is going to be your sublimation. So, or if you're going to use it for a card, regardless of which one, it's a printed product. So you definitely want to download it as a PNG. Okay. Then you would download it. And then after you download it, you can print it. Something to keep in mind as it relates to the size. Even though you can change the size when you get ready to download so that you can print it, and as I stated, it should be in PNG, you can change the pixel size. So here, you can change the size. But understand that changing the size does not change the DPI. You're just changing the size of it. Remember, because the DPI is not 300, it is not feasible to try to print something large. I would use smaller projects. I would do this for smaller projects. That's just something to keep in mind. So as you can see, there are a lot of benefits to using the Canva Text-to-Image AI generative feature. Here's what I really like about it. I like the element of surprise. I like the fact that I can give it my idea and my vision. I can verbalize it, but it gives me something a lot of times more than what I could have imagined, something I didn't think about, an element that I didn't think about. So I don't try to make it so specific that every detail has to be exactly like I stated. I leave room for there to be some hidden elements, some hidden gems, something that I would not have thought of. And so I keep going at it until I get what I want. You have to play with the features. Here's the thing. If you have Canva, if you have the free program for Canva, that's fine. You can use the project, but you just can't save. But if you have a subscription to Canva, you can play with it and keep playing with it, and you can save and you can use your projects for whatever you want to use them for. And the projects belong to you. They're AI generative, so they're not duplications of other projects. They're yours uniquely, and they're yours to use. There are limitations, though. One of the limitations is the DPI factor. Now, if you are wanting to print or use for sublimation or something that you need a printing element, printing is best done in 300 DPI. And Canva does not print in 300 DPI for its AI generative projects. You're not going to be able to print something large like this image here that's like 11 by 17 because it does not print in 300 DPI that way for you. You can't change the settings to create a 300 DPI at 11 by 17. But if you're using it for small projects like a mug, if you're doing sublimation or a bag or something small, you can use that. The settings are fine. The 72 DPI, I think sometimes it goes to 96 DPI. So that is something that's being worked on. It's in beta. It's being worked on. It's something that has been called for. You hear a lot of people who want to create print projects like the ones behind me, print projects so that they can print it and have wall art. You can have very small wall art or, again, use it for other things. So it's in beta. It's still being developed, both video and text. So I would suggest that you get into it and play with it. Play with the different styles. Don't try to be so strict. Make statements that don't make sense to anyone and see what it comes up with, because that's a part of the learning. And the more you play with it, the more you'll start to see that you're getting some of the elements that you want, and it comes almost immediately. Now, so a rule of thumb for me, like I did state before, is always have some place where you can add your prompts. Keep a prompt log. Because if you keep a prompt log, you can always work from that prompt log. Maybe you start with a young lady holding books. And then you go back and you use that same prompt, but now you're adding on it and you're adding different styles to it. You're adding it in different sizes. You're adding color to it. Remember, the words that you use matter. So if you want color, if you want specific color background, say purple background. In your prompt, if you want a white background, say white background. If you want a yellow sun, say yellow sun. Or maybe you might want a sunset sun. State sunset. That is what your prompts are for. Words matter. As I stated before, try everything. Just sit down, have some fun with it, play with it. I'm pretty sure that this will be a program that you use a lot. This is one of the features that you will use a lot once you start to get to know it. Now, I told you I had some announcements for you and possibly a freebie, and I do. So as it is the new year, as I stated, it's the new year, and I have a couple of new things going on, and I wanted to share it with you. So first being this, I'm not sure if you knew, some of you might, but I am a podcaster. I am the host of the Handmade Mentor podcast, and I have made all 3 seasons of the Handmade Mentor podcast available through this channel. So if you go to the playlist, or if you click on podcast in my channel, this channel by Vanessa S., you will find the first, second, and third season of the Handmade Mentor podcast available for you. They're all there. So I hope you'll take a listen and enjoy. You'll find that I interview a lot of creatives, artisans, and makers. It's all about the CAM community. And I have some of everyone. So enjoy. Again, either go to the podcast in this channel or click on the playlist for this channel, but it's there. All 3 seasons so far, and it's there for you. Second is, I am trying to build a community. I get a lot of comments, but I also get a lot of email from you all. So what I have done is created a way for us to keep in touch. So in the description, you will find a link to where you can sign up for the monthly newsletter and e-blast. And in the monthly newsletter, there are activities, freebies, all kind of stuff that you will receive just by subscribing to the newsletter. And so the next newsletter comes out in February and is Valentine's month. So of course there's going to be something related to Valentine's Day. I'm thinking a freebie. But anyway, so go to the description and subscribe, because you don't want to miss out on that either. You don't want to miss out on the videos as I release them, and you definitely don't want to miss out on the newsletter. So come be a part of our community. Okay? Well, that is it for me. I hope you enjoy this video. If you liked it, you know how this goes. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Ring the bell so you'll be notified of new videos as they are released. And of course, subscribe. Until next time.